If I stay right here, you can see me good. Okay, so first off, starting with, you know, clean, moisturized face, I'm going to use Clown White, which is the same thing I used for my Joker makeup. And so just going to kind of have my hair back out of the way and just kind of cover all of my face with it. So this is the boring part. And because her eyebrows are black, I'm actually going to try not to cover my eyebrows too much. But at the same point, I can't wear contacts anymore, and I'm not wearing my glasses, and I'm not getting super close to the mirror so you guys can see this. So it's probably going to look really crappy, actually. Enjoy! And so along here, I don't want to fill it, I don't want to take it down too low because it's not a full body one, it's just her face. And the same as the eyebrows, she has bright red lips in this, so there's not really any reason to cover my lips. However, like for Joker, I did, you know, I covered my eyebrows, I covered my lips more, and I did it really heavily, and I did a lot of shading on that one to make it more cartoonized. So, I'm also not doing it super heavy. I'm gonna grab a compact really quick because it's kind of hard to do without seeing my face. Because I'm a derp like that. So, alright. For not seeing, I think I did pretty well. So, and I'm gonna take it, she has bangs, so I'm not too worried about getting way up there, and the same most of the time, like her face is kind of covered. So just kind of getting it near my hairline, but kind of and smoothing it out. Again, I got some on my eyebrows, so I'm gonna have to go back and fill them in, but not too much. And I'm just gonna smoothing it out, putting any extra around any acne marks and stuff like that. Oop, knocking over my makeup. So I like to get the majority of my face kind of covered and nice before I get too close to the eyes, because generally when you're moving your eyes around looking at things, you're going to end up creasing them, and so you're just going to have to redo them again and again and again and again and again, and it's really annoying. So I like to do my eyes and then immediately powder my face. And the same actually goes for my normal makeup too. Again, it just kind of helps prevent or lower the chance of having creases, which, you know, as you get older is more, you know, already happens. So try to discourage that from happening, my makeup doing it to me. I say that, but, you know, I'm not that old yet. So, and ideally I'd like this a little lighter. I kind of went a little heavy. Alright, and then also a big thing is always have your reference picture near you. So I have mine right here zoomed in. And she has really shadowed eyes, so I'm not going to do too much. Oh, I put some on my eyebrow. So I'm not going to do too much in the eye area again, because I'm going to come back with normal makeup. So it's just kind of to get the overall look, get it even at least though. Like if you mess up on one side, you gotta mess up on the other or else you look really derpy. So, I messed up on my eyebrows, or my eyelashes, and it's time for my interview. It's for the Days Till Dragon Con follow-up thing in a minute. So right now I'm just kind of going over it lightly and smoothing it out, and then she has a little bit of makeup under her eyes, but I think I'm about at the point. So I'm going to take baby powder, and this is going to be my setting. I'm going to pour it into a container, just whatever you have on hand, and a fair amount of it. You can use translucent powders, but I found them about as effective as baby powder for the white, and it's really cheap. I mean, they use it in lots of theaters, so I think it works fine. And so I'm going to fill in, pat right around my eyes. And you don't have to get too close because she's going to have lots and lots of eyeliner, but you do want to get close. And again, keeping everything smooth, because any fingerprints, anything like that, will show through. And if you make it too heavy, also keep in mind that you're more likely to crack throughout the day. It's more likely to settle into any creases, so it's difficult and takes practice, but finding a way to apply it lightly. Alright, so I have a nice even coat with lots of my hair in it. Just powder it. Alright. I look like a clown. And then take a really crappy brush and you're gonna just apply the baby powder everywhere. And ideally you probably want to be wiping your hands off throughout this because it is messy. Wipe and drying them because it will get on everything and make a huge mess. There's my baby powder one. When you think you have enough, put on more. You see like a cloud of dust around you. And so I'll say one of the big differences with this Harley versus my Lady Joker makeup is Lady Joker I did really cartoony, so I actually went in with black Ben Nye before I set it and did a lot of my shadowing. This one I'm going to do shadowing after. Alright, so I think it's pretty set. Alright, so the test is going to be essentially, can you tap around your face? Oops, sorry guys, I got off camera. Can you tap around your face and, well, that's baby powder, but it's not the makeup itself coming off. And let's see when I can actually see. Pretty good. I got some on my lips that I definitely don't want there, so I'm going to take a Q-tip and just wet it and take that off. It's going to take a little bit more water. And I just want to take some of the gunkiness of it off because I am going to go over it with lipstick, but I just prefer to make this a little simpler on me. And also makes it a little bit, as your makeup wears off throughout the day, makes it simpler to have a nice base of actual lips. Alright. Since we're on the lips, I'm going to make this really simple and go ahead and do them because they're really easy. I like to always use a lip stain because it lasts a long time. Keep in mind this is the DC Bombshell one. This is not the cartoon one. In the cartoon she generally has the black lips, so we're not doing that. We're doing red lips. As you can see, one of the reference pictures I have here. She has the bright red lips, the red around the eyes. Alright, so around this, generally I'd wait and do this last right before I leave, but bright red lipstick. You can either apply it straight on or with a brush, however works best for you. And then around the edges, kind of smooth it out. If you want really defined lips, I would suggest to take a lip liner brush, or lip liner, or to use the brush method. Either of those will give you more defined. Alright, and so one of the things that she does have is the really pinky on her cheeks. And actually the way she has it is, like I said guys, this is the first time I'm doing this particular makeup. She has it brighter pink and to a lighter pink. We're going to take just a little bit of the Ben Nye color wheel in the pink color and kind of, this is going to be interesting because it is supposed to be symmetrical and everything. I would normally do something a little bit more drawn out. So take it in the back. And this is one we practice. And so you want to do it heavier and with more rounded lines in the back, and then kind of taking it out in the front. And same, trying to keep it symmetrical. Whee, I'm doing squats so I can be at the right angle for you guys. And this is probably the most difficult part of the Harley Bombshell makeup, to do like bright dimples without looking dumb. And so I'd also suggest generally to smile. This is for the very, very front. And kind of, in retrospect, I would do this first. And this is why it's a test makeup. Right, and I kind of made the fronts a little darker than I'd like. So I'm going to take the back and make it a little bigger. Alright, and that is acceptable. Not in love with it, but this isn't for a con, so take it and kind of look in the mirror and fix it. Alright. And so to set it, I'm going to use my pink rouge, also crappy brush, and first I'm going to take a little bit of the white and put it on front, because it's supposed to be lighter. So, keeping up with it. So I would say that's going to be your biggest way to do this, is to put the white on the front. I've got baby powder in my mouth. Alright, so that's in the front. And then I'm going to take a smaller brush, more detailed, but also, again, not a good brush. These are the brushes that I stole from like my mom's makeup thing that she got for free in the 80s. These are bad brushes. And I'm going to put it over the back and just kind of blend it lightly in. And the good thing with this is that whatever powder you put on it first, so even when I go over the front, because it took the white first, it doesn't really absorb as much of the color. But the back, I was trying to be careful and made sure it did not get any of that. Alright, so kind of look like a China doll now. Alright, and then the last part, and debatably the hardest, would be the eyes. Again, I've got a little too much white on them, so I'm going to take can't open up my mirror, take it close to them and get a little bit of this white off of them with a Q-tip. This will just make it a little bit easier to get the color. And I'm trying to get it off both of my eyelid itself and also off of my eyelashes, because both of those should be black. So, alright. Don't poke yourself in the eyes, guys. Do what I say, not what I do. Alright, so we got some makeup off. And I'm going to rinse off my hands continuously because this stuff gets everywhere, especially if you're doing this in costume, which there's pros and cons of doing your makeup in costume versus not. Alright, let's get a close-up of her. Alright, so it looks like black out to a light red. And so what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to actually do my black first to give me a good idea of where. I'm using ELF, their gel eyeliner. I'm a huge fan of gel eyeliners, and again, I'm using, you could use a good brush at these points, so it's not really going to mess them up. I just already pulled bad brushes and I'm going to use them. So I'm going to do a line, and normal makeup I would do very small line, but this one is going to be cat-eyed and very cartoony. And I also want to create, because there's so much white, I want to create a line of difference between my eye white and the outside. So I do like this design of Harley's better, that it has some like nice definition. And again, it's a bit of a shadow smoky eye, so go overboard. Take it to those extremes. And sorry guys, I'm not very good at doing a smoky eye without a mirror closer. So kind of see. Cat eye, you want to follow the bottom lash lid up, and that's going to create a better line than trying to take out the top lid. And do the same with the other eye. This is always where I mess up, is trying to make things symmetrical, because my face isn't symmetrical. Faces are generally not. And so when you follow your face too much, it's kind of finding the balance between what looks symmetrical and what your face does. This is where I always mess up. Right, so we're going to say those are the same. And then quickly line the top. And I'm taking them to meet in the very middle. Mostly with the brush, it's a balance of finding like a brush that's you're not afraid to ruin, and a balance of finding a brush that's not going to ruin your face. Because some of them are a little pointy and painful. And always make sure to cover your makeup. It keeps, you know, less likely to get bacteria, less likely to make a huge mess, less likely to make your other roommates at the con angry at you. Right, and then for this, again, since I'm going over I normally would use brushes or my fingers. Since I'm going to go over so much of the white, I'm going to alternate between my fingers and between using Q-tips as my brushes. And so this is, I really couldn't suggest to you where to get this color. It's from a palette I got at Hot Topic a while back. But it's, you know, a dark red. You could also mix your own, like mix a red and black. And so I'm just going to put this on the lid. And just be very careful not to get too much color at any one point, because you are going to, if it falls, you're going to have a mess. And it's the smoky eye, so I'm going to take it up a little bit, kind of create an almond shape. Alright, take it in again there. Again, creating that almond shape. Putting it in the crease. But I don't want to make it too dark there. Alright, so we got a little bit of an almond shape. I'm going to take this and go under and get away any of the little fall. And then I'm going to take my Q-tip and get a bright red. It's again from the same palette. So I'm not really sure what color it is. Sorry, I looked down at my pants and I had to laugh because I'm covered in baby powder. And I'm taking this up and taking it up higher than the other one. Actually, this isn't allowing me enough control, so I'm going to take it. It's going a little heavy. My boyfriend's peeping around the corner. And I'm just going to taking it around here and creating that red that she has kind of everywhere on it. And so, because I did it on one side, I have to do the same on the other. So I'm using the Q-tip and putting a really heavy red on the inside. I think if I could do it lighter handed, I would have in retrospect, so the next time hopefully I'll get better. Again, taking the red, putting it in, and there it is with some color. And kind of just, it's going almost to the eyebrow of this one. Alright, so I think that's about it on that. Rinsing off my hands again. It's okay if you look like a clown. She's a clown. Alright, and then the last two things are going to be, let me double check my reference picture, make sure I'm not missing anything. No, so all that's left is making the eyebrows black again and mascara. So simple, yay. So again, I got too much white on my eyebrows, so I'm going to take a Q-tip and very carefully, since there's so much of this done already, take off a little bit of the black. Or take off a little bit of the white, not the black. And so again, very careful not to mess up too much of the makeup around it, or mix the colors. So, alright, good enough. I'm going to take the same gel eyeliner and pencil that I used for around my eyeliner and just fill it in. A lot of times I like to use eyebrow brushes for this too. And my eyebrows are pretty much the same shape as hers, so I'm just going to follow them. Again, if that was an issue, you could cover them up with wax, you could cover them up with the makeup and draw them into a better shape. Which I often do for Joker, kind of draw them more abstract. I cover them with his and then make them more big-eyed. Alright. And again, trying to follow my actual ones or draw them in to make them even. There we go. Last step, mascara. I just use the Falsies Maybelline. I would also generally on this use fake lashes. My favorite ones are ELFs, Naturals, or Dramatic. Trim them and just glue them on. But since this isn't actually for a con, this is just for around my house, I'm not going to today. And so a large part of this is also just to make sure that your eyelashes don't have any of that white on them anymore. So top and bottom. Alright, and just be really careful. I kind of got some on my bottom lashes, or below my lashes, and so I would just take a little bit and cover it back up. And again, just, I would keep a packet of either like sweat makeup cloths, or keep your powder and brush on you at all times, because especially at a con like Dragon Con, you're going to get sweaty. You're going to need to touch up your makeup a lot. Like, I can already just in the lights of my house feel like around the very top. Alright, thank you guys so much. Hope that helped. Hope you learned from my experience. I might make another one of these that's better. And without that, so bye!